correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is what the clip was, right? So Lana Del Rey released essentially a diss track, which is very funny. She released a diss track against Ethel Cain, in my understanding. So here's a clip. Okay, so that's a big line. Most famous girl at the Waffle House, and we'll talk about it, but there was a New York Times profile on Ethel Cain. I think it was back in 2020. And the headline was the most famous girl at the Waffle House. And so a lot of people have started to surmise that the reason, do you remember when Lana Del Rey did that, like, I work a day at Waffle House? There was kind of this weird trend of celebrities working minimum wage jobs for like funsies, for like content, PR. So Lana went to a Waffle House. And at the time I was like, wow, that's so random. She's so crazy. She's so crazy. I love her. But now people are like, wait, was Lana Del Rey going to Waffle House to work, her trying to kind of be shady about Ethel Cain because of this New York Times article that said Ethel Cain, the most famous girl at Waffle House? Grown-ass woman, by the way. Yeah. Okay, so here are, in case you can understand, here's lyrics. Ethel Cain hated my Instagram post. Thinks it's cute reenacting my Chicago post. I don't roll in slow emotion. I just say no to cacotion. Hard to stop when it's like an ocean. Not afraid to say I'm going down in flames. The most famous girl at the... What the hell's cacotion, by the way? Also, post rhyming with post. Florals for spring. How groundbreaking. The most famous girl at the Waffle House. I don't regret it. The most famous girl at the Waffle House. My best friend's grandfather feigning the design. How could I be afraid to hide the shine? It follows me wherever I go. I'm as famous at a show as I am on the Florida-Alabama line. Is it because you married the alligator guy? Google says cacotion is a mixture of various ingredients or elements. Okay. All right. Okay. And then this was a comment. This was a comment that Lana left on some Instagram. It's an Instagram comment. I didn't know who Ethel was until a few years ago, when someone brought to my attention the disturbing and graphic side-by-side images she would often put up of me next to unflattering creatures and cartoon characters, making constant comments about my weight. I was confused at what she was getting at. Then when I heard what she was saying behind closed doors from mutual friends and started inserting herself into my personal life, I was definitely disturbed. Now, Lana Del Rey stans are trying to claim the reason that Lana is justified in this diss track is because Ethel Cain drove her to like have an eating disorder. But there's no proof of this. And to be clear, there's no way, there's no world in which stans of Lana Del Rey who like track every single thing would not have seen this before. This is the same thing as like, I know there's not, it's not the intensity and size of like Taylor Swift stans, but any type of standum is not going to miss something like this. Somebody somewhere would have clocked these pictures, would have found these posts, and it would be easily accessible. Like, there's just no fucking way. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's just no way that Ethel Cain would have been like posting these graphics and making fun of Lana Del Rey's weight without there being evidence of that. You know what I mean? And look, I know in the past, like Ethel Cain, and she got in trouble for it recently, but it was also like definitely a smear campaign driven by transphobes. But she used to have like, she's chronically online. Okay. Ethel Cain is like a chronically online girly. She had her like edgelord days, you know, posting edgy things on the internet. And since then it's been like, sorry, I apologize for that, blah, blah, blah. But I'm saying this is so like all of her other stuff is so well documented and was making the rounds. And Lana Del Rey stans would 100,000% have receipts of all of this. And yet there's none to be found. So it's highly suspect. It's highly suspect. Okay. So then, let me go to the breakdown here. Okay. So, it all began on August 13th when Lana posted a video of herself in a car, which we just watched, listening to a track where she name drops Ethel in the first few lyrics. When fans responded with understandable confusion, the Born to Die singer then alleged that Ethel had previously body shamed her, hence the diss track. If you're one of those said confused fans wondering how we even got here in the first place, allow me to break down Lana Del Rey and Ethel Cain's drama for educational purposes. Obvi. Okay. So once upon a time, Ethel Cain was a big Lana Del Rey fan. So Lana has been famous for quite a long time. Ethel is still relatively new to artistic fame. And she was a big Lana Del Rey fan. And in fact, one of the first things that she posted, she started posting her music online in 2017. And one of the first things she posted was a cover of Lana Del Rey's Born to Die.
It's like I told you, honey, don't make me sad, don't make me cry. Sometimes life is not enough and the world gets tough. I don't know why. Keep making me laugh. Let's go get high. The road is long to carry on. Try to have fun in that meantime.
Okay, and so one thing in this article, this breakdown gets into it, but like since she was coming up in the music scene, Ethel Cain has been frequently compared to Lana. They have kind of similar Americana, kind of these like nostalgic aesthetics. Vocally a little, some similarities, but they're very different artists too. And so it got to a point, and also she had listed Lana as one of her favorite artists on her DeviantArt profile in 2015. It got to a point that she got frustrated with the comparisons to Lana. I would agree too. I think Lana kind of gets more into like the fetishizing this like American past. She gets very into like, also gets into very like American imagery, very Americana, American flag, stuff like that. And I say this as someone who enjoys Lana's music. All right. I'm a Lana Del Rey listener. Okay. I love video games. All right. So don't come for me on that. But anyway, she started getting frustrated with the comparisons. As she started gaining an audience for her music, she released under several different monikers until she officially became Ethel Cain. The comparisons from critics and fans alike drove her to finally make a post, and the post, it was this, which then she also deleted. The funny thing too about like the history between Lana and Ethel Cain is that there's a lot of, oh, did I not save it? there's a lot. Oh, here it is. There's a lot of posts that have been made and then deleted. So she posted this: for the millionth time, I love and respect Lana. Oh, sorry. This is from 2022. Oh, wait. Yeah. That's what this is referencing. This is from 2022. For the millionth time, I love and respect Lana. I just think it's lazy and a disservice to both of us to compare us and completely erase the nuance that we both put into our work. I have nothing bad to say about her. She's a legend. Please leave me alone. So she posted this 3 years ago, okay? Because she was getting frustrated about all of the constant comparisons. And this was a clapback to a review that likened her to Lana Del Rey. She also defended her and Lana's artistic differences, adding, and yeah, I called it lazy writing because it's lazy for me and her. I think it's kind of a detriment to the expansive work of two female artists to just reduce them to being similar to each other. I was on Depression Girly Tumblr in 2012. A very specific era from history. Okay, so enter Jack Donoghue. And this is where a lot of people are thinking Lana Del Rey's beef with Ethel, her like why she dropped this diss track. They think that this is a big part of it. All right. So Jack Donoghue is another musician. He's this guy. He's this guy who looks like he could have been at January 6th. He is the co-founder of the band Salem, and it's witch house genre, which he's considered a pioneer of. But as I said, also looks like a guy who could have been climbing up the walls of the Capitol. Okay. So Lana, that's very much so, like, look-wise, that is her type of man. If you know the men that Lana Del Rey has dated, very much so par for the course. So she started dating Jack Donoghue in 2022 and hard launched their relationship. Also, girly pop loves to do these hard launches of her relationships with like the weirdest photos. When she hard launched the alligator guy, and everyone was like, what is this? Didn't she date a cop? Yes. So she hard launched them with this photo. It's a picture of them outside of Cook County Prison, the same Cook County that is featured in Chicago. The 6 Mary murderesses of the Cook County jail. He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame. Wild photo. Can you believe that these are two famous people? No, they look like every other Midwestern couple who's like, let's take a picture outside of the Cook County jail. Insane. Like, this is just a wild hard launch. Okay. So then the other part of this is that Ethel, once upon a time, was very close with Jack Donoghue. Have you got a chance to watch HyperX event? Will Neff did a great job on hosting alongside with Emily. I was not able to catch it today, but I'm glad you were able to support, and I'm glad the event went well. Okay, so the other part of this, Ethel was really close with Jack. Allegedly, rumor has it that they dated, and that they dated after he dated Lana Del Rey. So as a joke, Ethel Cain posted this photo. This is a picture of her also with Jack Donoghue, and the caption was, "Okay, my turn." She posted that with, okay, wait, my turn. Which I think is really funny. Like, I think that's kind of a top tier troll post. Like, I don't think that's like being bitchy. I don't think it's, why do they always date the same 5 men? Because there's no other men, I guess. I think that's pretty hilarious. Okay. To post a photo also with Jack Donoghue and say, okay, wait, my turn. All right. But that also has been deleted. So as I said, a lot of these posts, the reason that we have them is because fans have screenshotted, which is why I say, if in fact Ethel Cain had posted like nasty things making fun of Lana Del Rey's weight, there would be screenshots. Like it would be there, even if she had deleted it. There's just no way that it wouldn't be, it would not be evidentiary, right? You know? Okay, so here's the Waffle House of it all. In May 2022, Ethel was profiled by the New York Times, where she is referred to as the most famous girl at the Waffle House in the headline. Lana then made headlines in July of 2023. Hold on one second. Lana made headlines when she moonlighted as a waitress at Waffle House. Remember this? It was like, what the hell? Sure. Okay. Lana Del Rey is at Waffle House working for the day. So that brings us to Lana's recent Instagram post where she teased an Ethel diss track, or at least what seems to be an Ethel Cain diss track. So she released the video of her singing one of her unreleased songs in the car. She name drops Ethel in the lyrics. She sings, "Ethel Cain hated my Instagram post, thinks it's cute reenacting my Chicago pose." Okay. In another lyric, she directly references Ethel's New York Times headline as she sings, "The most famous girl at the Waffle House. I don't regret it." Okay. Lana also alleged that she was body shamed by Ethel in a comment under pop bass posts. Yeah, this is, so I read this one too. She claimed she was body shamed and that Ethel Cain was saying such crazy things behind closed doors that it disturbed her, that she like inserted herself into a personal life and it was disturbing to Lana Del Rey. Shortly after, Ethel reveals that she's blocked by Lana in a post on her Instagram stories. Update: Lana Del Rey has blocked Ethel Cain on Instagram. Okay, here's the thing. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if you can verify that. Like, it could just be Ethel Cain trolling. Like, she does love to do that. You know, she likes to do goofs and gaffes. But if it's true that Lana Del Rey blocked Ethel Cain, I just have to say, like, you can't tease a diss track and then block the person on Instagram. That's not how it works, you know? You can't be the one to be like, to be kind of, you know, poking things, to be like, an unreleased track where I name Ethel Cain. That's the other thing. She like specifically names her. It's not even that she's giving all these context clues. She specifically names her and then block her. I feel like it's her kind of trying to end. It's like, no, I shot my shot and now that's it. Like, I feel like if you're going to try and if you're gonna try and engage in public beef this way, you don't immediately block, you know? She rhymes post with post. Why is nobody talking about that? I mean, that's just genius lyricism, okay? You just don't understand. All right, fans also think that Lana's post could be Taylor Swift shade. Oh, of course, Taylor Swift always somehow gets brought into things. While LDR's song may be pointed at Ethel, fans theorized it could also be counted as shade towards her Snow on the Beach collaborator Taylor Swift. Track 13 at Jack Antonoff, Lana captioned the post, hinting that the song would be on her upcoming album, The Right Person Will Stay. Of course, 13, okay, this feels like it's getting into like the Swiftie mind freak shit. Of course, 13 famously happens to be Taylor's favorite number. Both artists have worked with Jack Antonoff extensively throughout their careers, and the Grammy-winning producer is noticeably absent from Taylor's The Life of a Showgirl album credits, which I think is a good thing. I actually think that's good, that Jack Antonoff is not involved on Taylor Swift's 9th album. Because she teamed up with Max Martin and Shellback on the project. It's unclear whether she, Jack, and Lana had a falling out or if Lana is remaining loyal to her longtime producer, but the timing of LDR's post is interesting considering Taylor's album announcement on the New Heights podcast took place mere hours earlier. Okay, that one feels like that feels like a reach. But back to the Ethel Cain of it all. So then Ethel Cain's sister posted this on her Instagram story. I can't wait to watch your hologram perform this diss track while you hit your vape backstage, diva. What inspired you to suddenly make a country album? That is fucking funny. The shade runs in the family. That is hilarious. Okay, so here's my opinion of it all. I think Ethel and her sister are funny. I think they're funny. I think the vibe I'm kind of getting from sorting through like Ethel Cain stan comments versus Lana Del Rey stan comments is that one side thinks it's funny and the other side is like very serious about all of this. And a lot of the Lana Del Rey stans, the Twitter profile with Lana Del Rey as a picture, they are going to war. Like they are not fucking around. It is a very serious thing. Again, picking a fight with people 20 years younger than her is funny. Well, also picking a fight with people 20 years younger who are chronically online. Like Ethel Cain is a very talented artist, but she also is like a professional troll and she is a chronically online Gen Zer. So if you are trying to start this, if Lana Del Rey and the LDR stand-up is trying to officiate a beef with Ethel Cain and her fan base, just know they are going to be outposted. Like I just in the war of internet beefing, they will be outposted. Do we have any idea what this is all about? Like very clearly there's a lot behind the scenes. Well, I think I'm inclined to agree with what a lot of people are saying, where it seems to maybe revolve around Jack Donoghue. That Lana Del Rey might have some feelings if in fact Ethel did date Jack Donoghue after her, and she did post that photo where she's like, okay, wait, my turn. She posted with that. But it could also be just like Lana Del Rey doesn't like this girl who has been compared to her, which is funny because Ethel Cain publicly said, please stop comparing us. It's a disservice to me and also to her. I think we have some Lana fans in here. I mean, I like Lana Del Rey's music. I am not a stan, but I'm not a stan of everybody, of anybody. I'm not a stan of everybody. I'm not a stan of anybody. So I feel like I can look at situations and they're not personal to me. I have a little bit more of, I would say, neutral perspective because I am not personally affected due to the fact that I am not coming from the perspective of being a stan, right? Isn't Lana MAGA? I mean, she certainly likes to date MAGA men. She likes to really cosplay. She's taken the Americana. She's taken the Americana cosplay to its limits. Do I think this has to do with their personal politics? No, I don't. I don't think the beef has to do with like anything political. I think it's really surfacey. Like I think it's genuinely like Lana Del Rey doesn't like Ethel Cain. I think it's that. I wouldn't be surprised if Lana ever did a commercial like Sydney did. Sydney Sweeney has great jeans. Wait, speaking of Sydney Sweeney has great jeans. Look at this shit. Look at this. Fox News couldn't let the Sydney Sweeney story die. Jesse Waters sent his assistant Johnny out to Union Square Park to talk to some random New Yorkers about what they thought about it. That's your first mistake. Trying to talk to random New Yorkers about Sydney Sweeney's ad.
Sydney Sweeney has great jeans.
Yeah, she's got great. Good for her. There's a lot of very bad-looking people in the world. You work with most of them.
What do you mean?
You guys are a bunch of uggos.
Johnny, handsome.
I can't see no bulge on there, buddy.
Big things come in small packages.
Are you a Nazi? No, I think she's just like a dumb, rich, dumb. You accumulate a certain amount of money. You're a traitor, not just to yourself, but to humanity.
What do you want to tell Jesse Waters on Fox News?
Suck my.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah, you're like his replacement, whatever. Frankly, you're a little bit more of a low rent Jesse Waters. Because I don't hate your face as much as I hate his. But it's like,
But you still hate
2
it.
degrees. Yeah, I still hate it, but it's still not.
Here's Johnny.
You.
So that's what happens when you try to talk to random New Yorkers about the Sydney Sweeney ad. Anyway, okay, I think that's pretty much all we have so far. All that we have so far regarding the Lana Del Rey and Ethel Cain drama. Things might be brewing. Things might be in the works. We don't know. The song is unreleased. That was just a little snippet of Lana Del Rey in her car. The funny thing too is like Lana stans I saw some of them being like, Lana has always supported other female artists, unlike other female artists who are constantly tearing down other female artists. Lana has consistently advocated for other female artists, and it's like, I don't know if that's true. And also, she is literally releasing what seems to be a diss track on a female artist who has been compared to her. So I don't know if when I think of Lana Del Rey, I think about her advocating for female artists. Like, that's not really what I think when I think of her. Not them forgetting about her question for the culture. Oh yeah, didn't she say something where she was like, oh, well, when Beyonce, and she named a bunch of female artists and kind of compared herself to them. Was it like, wait, it was specifically black female artists? Oh, okay, then it doesn't count. She can still support she can still support female artists, but just not support black female artists. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Was Ariana Grande one of them? Black female artist. They were all black female artists, including Ariana Grande. Her Ethel Cain's track is going to be called Ray Not Like Us. Ray Not Like Us. Ray Not Like Us. Oh, remember Blackiana? Yeah. She posted it back when Ariana Grande was black. True. True. I don't know what's going on, but I can understand this reference. Thank you. Well, if you watch the stream, you will learn more references so that when someone references something that we've talked about here on the stream, you'll be like, I know that reference. Someone uploaded her question for the culture as song lyrics on Genius. Stop it. No fucking way. No. Okay, question for the culture is a message that Lana Del Rey posted on her Instagram in May 2020 as a response to criticisms of themes in her music. Okay, also, this is funny because May of 2020 was like Black Lives Matter Black Lives. Yeah, when wasn't it like June? Well, okay, because George Floyd was murdered in May of 2020, and then the protests that sparked were June of 2020. So interesting timing for Lana Del Rey. Okay, so this was her basically defending herself against the criticisms that she has received of the themes in her music. And here is what she wrote. Question for the culture. Now that Doja Cat, Ariana, Camila, Cardi B, Kehlani, and Nicki Minaj and Beyonce have had number ones with songs about being sexy, wearing no clothes, fucking, cheating, etc. Can I please go back to singing about being embodied, feeling beautiful by being in love, even if the relationship is not perfect, or dancing for money or whatever I want without being crucified or saying I'm glamorizing abuse? I'm fed up with female writers and alt singers saying that I glamorize abuse when in reality, I'm just a glamorous person singing about the realities of what we are all now seeing are very prevalent emotionally abusive relationships all around the world. Not her being like, I'm not glamorizing abuse, I'm just glamorous. When all the topics women are finally allowed to explore, I just want to say, over the last 10 years, I think it's pathetic that my minor lyrical exploration detailing my sometimes submissive or passive roles in my relationships has often made people say I've set women back hundreds of years. I don't think people often say that. I don't think like that is really a thing where like often people say Lana Del Rey specifically has set women back hundreds of years. I think people have certainly like called to attention her romanticization of, you know, abuse and like whatever. Okay, her whole, you know, Americana cosplaying, but I don't know if like this really okay, anyway. Let this be clear. I am not a feminist. I am not a feminist. Wait, I don't know. Why can't you just say I'm a feminist? I'm not a feminist, but there has to be a place in feminism for women who look and act like me. The kind of woman who says no, but men hear yes. The kind of women who are slated mercilessly for being authentic, delicate selves. The kind of women who get their own stories and voices taken away from them by stronger women or by men who hate women. I forgot how crazy this is. I read this when it came out. I was like, oh, that's wild. And now I'm reading it again. I'm like, oh yeah, that's still fucking wild. Girl, what? Girl, what? What do you mean? What are you talking about? This is like the same, honest to God, this is the same energy as like Stephen Miller's wife saying, I'm making a podcast because there's no spaces online for conservative women like me who are wives and mothers. There needs to be room for women like me. What? Okay. I love this idea. I love this idea that like women like Lana Del Rey, that there's been no space for women like Lana Del Rey. Read this and saw her MAGA husband. A lot of shit started making sense. Yeah. It's very LDR. I've been honest and optimistic about the challenging relationships I've had. Newsflash, that's just how it is for many women. And that was sadly my experience up until the point that those records were made. So I just want to say it's been a long 10 years of bullshit reviews up until recently, and I've learned a lot from them. But I also really feel it paved the way for other women to stop putting on a happy face and just be able to say whatever the hell they wanted to in their music. Is Lana saying that she is the artist who paved the way for women to say what they want to say in their music? Because That's really funny. Wait, this is what does this remind me of? Hold on. Oh, there was something else we covered recently where a person was like, oh, it's kind of okay, wait. It's first of all, it's giving the energy of JoJo Siwa invented gay pop. It's also giving the energy of that one Vogue article, I think it was, that said that Sofia Coppola was like the first woman to like feature good female characters. That like basically Sofia Coppola put women in movies. It's similar energy. Unlike my experience where, it paved the way. Unlike my experience where if I even expressed a knot of sadness in my first two records, I was deemed literally hysterical as though it was literally the 1920s. Except we know that that's not true. Okay. Anyways, none of this has anything to do about much. I should say this also. I don't know what a knot of sadness is. I'm going to take this line. Anyways, none of this has anything to do about much. I'm going to like pop off about something and afterwards be like, anyways, none of this has anything to do about much. But I'll be dealing some of my feelings in my next two books of poetry, mostly the second one, with Simon & Schuster. Yes, I'm still making personal reparations with the proceeds of the books to my choice of Native American foundations, which I'm very happy about. Wait, I completely forgot about this part. What? So she had to throw in this line where she's like, and by the way, I'm actually a good person because I, as a white person, am making personal reparations to Native American foundations. So don't forget, even though none of this has anything to do about much, I am giving money to Native Americans. Which I'm very happy about. And I'm sure there will be tinges of what I've been pondering in my new album that comes out September 5th. Thanks for reading. Happy quarantining. Holy shit. I am obsessed with this whole thing. I forgot how wacky it is. Mind you, she was doing that because she was doing cosplay of Native Americans in her music video for her song Ride. Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. Holy shit. I have forgotten some of the lore. I have forgotten some of the Lana Del Rey lore. Oh my God. It's so funny. It's so good. This is the kind of shit that I'm just like, yes, we need this kind of just wackadoodle. What the hell are you on? Kind of shit, you know? Coming in with the reparations, personal reparations for Native Americans at the end of this post. That's some good stuff, you know? You can comments. You know you can still be a Lana fan and know this was terrible, right? Who put this here on Genius? Yeah, somebody put this on Genius. It is so. Can we look at the breakdowns from the annotator? Oh, I didn't even see that. Oh, I see. Okay, so first part. Here, Lana points out that many women in the music industry have obtained successful hits with songs that don't have traditional themes that women were expected to have in the past. She argues that because pop culture has supposedly accepted non-traditional lyrics from these artists, the culture should do the same for her. Some of the chart-topping songs Lana might be mentioning could be Say So, Thank You Next, Havana, Bodak Yellow, Megan Thee Stallion Savage Remix, and Kalani. Although not all these songs are directly about being, quote, being sexy, wearing no clothes, fucking, cheating, as Lana points out, they all have lyrics not typically associated with what female artists are expected to write about. So that's very funny because Lana then proceeds to be like, I'm different from everyone else. Is there no room in this not feminism for me? Whereas like the whole thing here is that these are lyrics that are not that typically female artists have not been allowed to sing about, and that they have, all these women, by the way, all these women have faced backlash for their music. You think that like you think that these female artists are not constantly under fire? Like we're still having look at the fucking conversation with Sabrina Carpenter, okay? And I just love that Lana looked at this and was like, no, I'm the one. I'm the only one who there's no space for people like me representing the minority. WAP came out 3 months after she wrote this. Yeah. Many fans pointed out that 6 out of the 7 women mentioned are women of color. 7 out of 7. And criticized Lana for not recognizing her white privilege, and some didn't think Lana should have mentioned any artist specifically in her message. She later responded to the criticism stating, "Bro, this is sad to make it about a WOC issue when I'm talking about my favorite singers. I could have literally said anyone, but I picked my favorite fucking people." No, baby, you picked female writers because you mentioned, like, this is specifically about women. You didn't just like pick your favorite singers and that's devoid of like the points you're trying to raise in your question for the culture. It's exactly the point of my post. There are certain women that culture doesn't want to have a voice, and it may not have to do with race. I don't know what it has to do with. I don't dare anymore but don't ever, 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 bro, call me racist, because that is bullshit. Bro. Oh, this shit is funny. On her first 2 albums, Born to Die and Ultraviolence, Lana received a lot of negative attention for her lyrics surrounding flawed relationships and her experiences with abuse. On her 2012 track, Dark Paradise, she describes still having feelings for her dead ex-boyfriend while her friends tell her to move on. She speaks positively about an abusive relationship on her 2014 track, Ultraviolence. Hey, let me be clear though. Lana is not a feminist, and there has to be place in feminism for women like her. Okay. This annotation is in reference to the "I'm fed up with female writers and alt singers." Lana might be referring to when Lorde told the Fader that she thinks young girls shouldn't listen to Lana's music. She's great, but I listened to that Lana Del Rey record, and the whole time I was just thinking it's so unhealthy for young girls to be listening to, I'm nothing without you. This sort of shirt-tugging, desperate, don't leave me stuff, that's not a good thing for young girls, even young people, to hear. Okay, next annotation. Lana's album, Norman fucking Rockwell, received widespread critical acclaim and was even a contender for Album of the Year at the 2020 Grammy ceremony. Her previous albums didn't fare so well, and many critics have claimed her change in themes and musical style was what made her 5th album her finest. Continuing on with what she said earlier, Lana wishes her older work had received better reviews, but does admit to learning a lot from the negativity. This is funny given Lorde with Pam and Tommy. Yeah, Lorde with like her fuck ass statements that she should. I don't think Lorde should be doing interviews because everything that comes out of her mouth kind of seems to just worsen. It's like, what? Every time I see a comment from Lorde, it's like it'll be like a pop based tweet. Lorde said, I'm like, oh no, this can't be good. And then this one, Lana releases the official date for her album Chemtrails Over the Country Club, only for it to be postponed to October 2020 and then being released in March 2021. So that's just a little trip down memory lane, being reminded of the Lana Del Rey lore, which goes pretty deep. Wait, what is Lorde said? Well, specifically about Pam and Tommy, and the reason Sky brings that up is because like it's kind of rich, Lorde being like, I don't think it's good for little girls to be hearing lyrics like I'm nothing without him. I don't think that's good for anything, because Lorde, on her recent album, her song Current Affairs references the stolen Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee tape. And then when she talked about it in an interview for Rolling Stone, she said she watched the tape while dabbling on MDMA and psilocybin therapy, which is also just like, what the fuck? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? And then she said, quote, I found it so beautiful. And maybe it's fucked up that I watched it, but I saw two people that were so in love with each other. And there was this purity. They were jumping off this big boat. They were like children. They were so free. And I just was like, whoa, being this free comes with danger. Which is like, it's, why, girl, why would you say that out loud? I don't think you could that's one of those, like, you couldn't waterboard it out of me. But also because famously Pamela Anderson was like deeply traumatized and hated everything that she went through because of the sex tape leak. So it's really weird that Lorde has been fixated on Pamela Anderson's sex tape to the point that she has a song about it, and that she has a song about it, and that she was like pontificating on why she's so obsessed with the sex tape. Yeah, I don't know. Something's going on. So anyway, yeah, that's the TLDR there. Some things we just should not say. We just should not say, you know, but also love Lorde's music. Okay. I love Lana Del Rey's music. I love Lorde's music. The girlies are saying weird things, but they got some good music.